Come, gather round, everyone. They're about to talk Disney. I am still so confused as to whether I'm going to eat at Connections or Creations. So the only way I can keep them straight is I have to think, okay, well, my mouth connects to my stomach, so I guess that's Connections.
So I call Catherine to see how dinner at the restaurant is going, and she says, I can't talk to you right now. I'm talking to Mickey. So I'm like, okay, here's the big cheese. I get it. And then she says, hold on, he wants to talk to you. So she FaceTimes me, and I'm FaceTiming with Mickey as I'm getting ready for the podcast.
I don't understand why people spend hard-earned money on a Mickey ice cream sandwich in the parks. I mean, we literally all have ice cream sandwiches in our freezers at home. We don't have Mickey bars. From the mind and creator of the Disney YouTube channel Living in Diz comes a whole new Disney podcast. Okay, can we talk some serious Disney here now? Nope. Get ready for all the Disney knowledge that you can handle. It's Corey. It's Lawrence. It's the DIZPod.
You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
I think I heard little repeat ad there, maybe. But hello and welcome, everyone. We are live here at the DIZPod. We are live because we do it live for you. Okay. I'm looking in chat immediately and find the fun said no sound. But I imagine I'm going to keep talking like we have sound. I can hear me. Can you all
Charles,
hear me?
We're good.
So I was going to say that this is the first DIZPod on its own channel. But then I clicked on the live and it's Living in Diz. So are we actually running on the DIZPod and Living in Diz?
Yes. So we wanted to wait a little bit to move it over. We haven't had the number of subscribers move over that I'm happy with. So we are going to run on both channels for right now until that number jumps up there on the new channel. Just to give it, I wouldn't have wanted to do the show and have, 10 people watching because we had moved it over to the new channel. So it is currently on my channel, your channel, and its own channel, as well as Facebook and Instagram.
That is Lawrence and I haven't even talked about this. This is a great idea. I love it. Because maybe I had higher expectations that it would have at least gone into week 1 with like 400 subscribers. So anyone that hasn't subscribed, I wouldn't even say this about Living in Diz, but for this particular channel, I mean, if you're here, you want to hear the DIZPod. So everyone that's listening now live or in the replay, that subscribed to Living in Diz should subscribe to the DIZPod. And even if you're not one that subscribes to much, it really helps us out because the DIZPod itself doesn't make money yet. It doesn't even come close, I don't think. Right? It doesn't even come close. I don't even look at the financial side of YouTube on that. I don't think we do. We pay for this. We pay money for this. So it's another one of those things that when we're lucky enough to get super chats or PayPals and that kind of thing, it goes into that. And it's not super cheap to pay for all this software to run the DIZPod. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It wouldn't be that much fun for us, and why start out with an audience of 10 or 40 total views of 100 when we've been killing that. So and just try to build up from scratch. So I like this idea. I like running this for a while.
Well, that's one great thing about what we're using. The software that we're using allows us to have it on multiple channels, so it's easy enough to do this until it, grows to where we are comfortable, and then let it run on its own.
I love it because I was second guessing it a little bit in the last day or two here and there. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I talk Lawrence into? Should we have done this? Should we pull the plug on the DIZPod and just keep it on Living in Diz? But this is the way to transition, I think. I mean, why not pick a number that we're comfortable with? And when we're ready, we'll just say next week exclusively on, the DIZPod, or So I guess we could talk about it more. Or is it best to just keep it like this? I don't even know. Doesn't even make sense. Maybe it doesn't.
We'll see.
So
we'll see.
Yeah.
For a while, I mean, we have it on, as I said, we're even on Facebook and Instagram right now. And for a while, I was even running it on LinkedIn and Twitter.
Hey, man,
we're everywhere.
Anything we can plug it into, we'll do it.
I
was even looking at Kick.
Yeah, there was one episode we were on Twitch.
I was even looking at Kick. They don't do anything like this. So
no.
Either we'd be real pioneers and set the standard, or nobody would watch that one.
Right.
So it's TT. TT's in chat. But what's up, everyone? The date is 7/24/24, and welcome. So no special guests today, but we are talking about Disney Parks news and unveiling the new Multipass that just came out and other updates. And as always, just working hard behind the scenes at Living in Diz and the DIZPod to bring you all the best that we can bring you. And trust me, a lot of work happens, and I've bugged Lawrence a little more. He knows I went into the trenches over the last couple of weeks, just trying to figure out. We had that spike, right? We had that spike where we literally crossed over 1,000. So this has never happened in the history of Living in Diz, right? We hit 15K. It took a while to get there, and then I'm making the thumbnail for the next Saturdays, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can do a 16K celebration because, and we just did it a week ago.
Right.
Lawrence and I dig deep into that. We kind of feel like we know how that happened. And then it sent me into a rabbit hole for a week and a half trying to figure out how can we keep that going. So not sure we came up with too much, but we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep trying. We want to increase this family.
One thing that you hit the nail on the head there, because it's about this community and finding those pockets of people that would grab hold and gravitate to excuse me, the podcast or a live stream at Epcot or Hollywood Studios or Universal Studios. So, that's really what it's about. And jumping from 15 to 16K like we did just that quickly was amazing. And sometimes it happens like that. The other night you were on Saturday, and phenomenal numbers for a Saturday. And we weren't even running a vertical stream that night. So, sometimes it just finds itself.
And, you think about everything, the audience doesn't realize this, but I left that one thinking, okay, well, Lawrence wasn't around for that one. That was probably the third highest viewed live stream. And then I was like, no, we need Lawrence. No, I'm just kidding. I was trying to think of the variables. And then I was like, well, there was no vertical. So was that a reason? But then I was like, no, vertical doesn't have anything to do with it at all.
Mm.
If anything, it's helped us. So
Yeah.
that wasn't it either. So we just decided to go with the flow and do what we do and love what we do, and whatever happens, happens.
Yep.
That's the best way to do things, and that's the way Saturday felt. You blew me away when you told me, what was it? Was it 15K, 10K, 12K, 14K?
Just under 15K.
Yeah, just under 15K for views. I had no idea,
Yeah.
none, with the flow of people that were coming in. It's not like we were carrying 500, 600 all night, so that would make me say, oh boy, this could be a 10. And then I
Right.
was just looking at, and not to, hopefully we're not boring people with some of this technical stuff, but I looked at the other night and I'm like, okay, so we almost hit, was it 4.5K for Monday night? And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's pretty much on par for a 10K Saturdays.
Yeah.
So if we're doing 5 or 6 for our channel on a weeknight for a shorter stream, then I guess we're on par for that. So the channel has really fluctuated a little bit. We've had some lower park views, a couple sprinkled in there, but the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. I bet if we looked at the last 5, 6, 7 streams, maybe 5,
Hmm.
you'd see some of that really, really, sine wave of things where it's way
Yeah.
up, way down. But trying to figure out what that is.
Yeah. And there's a lot of very, yeah, like he said, hopefully we're not boring you all with YouTube talk, but there's a lot that goes into being successful on YouTube to any degree. So, and there's no magic wand to wave. There's no pixie dust to get you there. It's got to be a lot of hard work and patience, and just continuing to spread the love. So, those of you that enjoy the show and enjoy living in Diz, make sure to share it with your friends, and make sure that that you're sharing out the show, the channel, hitting the like button. All the stuff that we talk about all the time really does help the channel.
It really does. If anyone has the capability of doing that, whenever you log on to watch any kind of night, certainly if you have the capability that you know how to share a stream, share it out on your Facebook, your socials, and all that. We know you love the community, and I'm sure you want to see it grow too. So pull more people in. Let's see what we can do with that. USC Greg says maybe the algorithm is changing. It's what I'm gathering now, and Lawrence can agree with me to a degree or disagree if I'm off. But what I'm learning is, what I've taken in is that it's really about the person more than the algorithm at this point, right? It's pushing content towards what people like to watch. So if you love watching Disney, it's going to push us and others to you. So it really comes down to, it's a battle between how good your title and your thumbnail is.
Yeah.
So it's catching the eye of the viewer at this point.
So a lot of the YouTube mentors will tell you, take the word algorithm out of your dictionary and replace it with audience. That's the key. And so, when you think about the people that have a real passion for this, it makes a big difference. So that's what we'll continue to do. And Theo may have the answer why Saturday was so big.
I know. I almost feel like I thought of that the other day. Maybe it was Theo. Absolutely. And Alicia always shares the stream, and that is awesome. We appreciate that for sure.
Yep.
Alyssa
Thank you.
Stenberg shared. Every little bit counts, So we appreciate that. So we can't run on TikTok because we actually need to build to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
I don't know what you're at, but I'm nowhere near there.
Yeah, we're nowhere near there either. It's one of those platforms I tend to forget, but maybe, I need to be more conscious of, if we put out a short, we've got to put those out on TikTok as well.
Mhm.
It's really low. Like, we have 292 followers at
Yeah.
Living in Diz. So it's something I don't really pay much attention to, But I would love to live stream from there as well, for sure.
Yeah.
So USC Greg says, so your audience is changing. Well, it's funny with audience because we started to put out cruise vlogs. And I think we pulled in we've seen comments and things from people we've never seen before. So definitely people that are into cruising.
That's right.
And so we can't do as much of that as we'd like to. But whenever we do it, we will put it out there. You could do shorts and pod snippets. Yes. We got to do more of that. Lawrence and I might have to have a content meeting and see how many of those we can put in. So we'll have to do that, and I think we should hammer the DIZPod with some shorts too, and see if that gains some steam. And I guess over on TikTok too, do that there too. We'll spread the word more. So I'll let you take over the show with the subject points, and then we can go back and forth on that. One thing that I'll say, I got a couple things on my desk here. Might as well hit them quick. So I got these wonderful things in the mail. So we do have, you can mail us. We do have a P.O. box down below in the description. We love getting things. And look, this is something that's near and dear to my heart. I have Park World radio stickers. There's that version. There's this version.
Wow.
And that's it. I have a pair. So got those, and you get this wonderful card, and I believe if you support the station, you may get some of those. So, and this says, Park World Radio, thank you for supporting the station, Jonathan and Kim. And I don't think they're in the live chat right now. And Steve Bullock got his yesterday, so go to their Patreon, and you'll get some wonderful stickers and that. So I may have to think about that. That's a nice gesture. I might have to add that to maybe a membership level or something where you get some stickers.
Yeah. Over on the vertical, Kate O'Connor says, "Hi everybody, I'm back."
Oh, Kate O'Connor, we love you. Then welcome back.
Yeah.
We see you. We really care about our community, and I can't say we haven't talked about you recently. Hoping you were okay, for sure. So amazed is to see you, and maybe we'll see you on the next Zoom call. That would be great.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing well. Mr. Mystic is in the chat, and we are family. That's for sure. That is for sure, my friend. Started a new channel at the DIZPod, so trying to grow there. So make sure everyone subscribes to that, and I'll be hammering that in the live streams. I have to remember moderators if you think I haven't mentioned it enough. And like the question is, what is enough? I don't know. Maybe every 30 minutes, something like that would be good. 30, 40 minutes. Put it in and say, hey, let's grow that channel. The last thing I'll show before we deep dive into the show is, so we got to spend some time with Mr. Leo Epcot Fan 21 a little while ago, and no one's ever done this, and it made me think. I said to Tammy, how many pictures have we taken over the years with guests that are thrilled to take photos with us, and then they just walk away with their cell phones, and we never get to see those pictures again, which is okay. But Leo sent this card, and it's a wonderful card. It's from Festival of the Arts 2022. And he didn't write in it, so I don't know if he forgot, or he just wanted to protect the pictures, which is totally fine. He did write a note on the other card. So, but he sent this. We took this after we were live, and it's a wonderful photo in front of the fountain, in front of Spaceship Earth. I don't want the glare to get it, so. But isn't that cool? So that's something that will be near and dear to us. And he sent this one as well, because this was the Monday night, and we spent it with our Disney World fix and Leo. Another great photo, me peeking in there. So we love that. So I said to Tammy, that'd be great if everybody sent us a photo. Like, hey, send that to us, and we could just put it into a collection.
Yeah.
David and SC is here. There's the link for the DIZPod. What's up, sis? Jennifer and Ella and I have this thing, sis and bro, that kind of started at some point. So we're gonna ride that into the sunset for sure. So I'm sitting for the DIZPod, and my shirt. I feel like
There
I'm
you
not
go.
focused now.
Perfect.
My shirt is Baymax, and I love it.
Oh.
It came from Box Lunch. There's even there's some of the Baymaxes is holding his hands to make a heart, which is pretty cool. And I don't know if this is San Francisco. Of course, it's San Francisco. I don't know if it's from Disneyland or just San Francisco. I can't say it now. San Francisco. I can't say it. San Francisco.
Got it.
So, yeah. So love the shirt, and I want to thank Steve and Tony for that. So
Very cool.
I had to wear it today. So I love the shirt. It's fantastic.
And is that wooden buttons?
Yes, you can tell.
Yeah. I mean, you know, she's in the other room. I better know the difference.
Right. I mean, you could throw me up by myself.
Uh-huh.
And get a closer look. See? Look at that. Wooden buttons. So, love it. Love it.
Cool.
Yeah. And Neil says I'm very photogenic. Especially when I shave. I shaved today. So, that helps too. Yeah. And I'm sitting down. I just felt like sitting. Give my low back a rest. I don't ever have back pain. I get back tightness. I don't know if you can hear the rain. You probably won't, but it's downpouring right now.
Oh, wow.
As Neil would say, it's a deluge. Hey, Mom. My mom is here as well.
Oh.
So, we used to share pics when we had a game night. We'd email them to Corey. Yes. So I suppose we could do something where if a guest takes a photo of us, you know, I can ask them to send it to us. And if they do, we'll feature it on the DIZPod. Why not?
Yeah.
I can even say that. You want to take a picture for the DIZPod? So it's pouring in Ohio as well. OHIO. All right. So what's the first item up for bids?
So, you know, actually, I'm gonna do a little show and tell real quickly. So, we had a staff meeting that I had to. So after I came home from New York on Monday morning, I had to drive 2 hours to Wilmington, North Carolina for a staff meeting. After having, I won't say driven because Catherine did most of the driving that night. But it was not a comfortable ride in the rental car that we had. So I got home, drove 2 hours to go to a meeting. And it's a staff meeting and they give out awards based on our core values. And I actually won an award. And it's the Work Smart, Play Hard Award. And the reason that I won it is for a lot of the stuff that I put in place at work. But the play hard part was they said because I play so hard when I'm at Disney. So I had to show that off.
Hey, it's like I always say, I do work hard and I do play hard. You know, both of us do that. We work hard, play hard. So I certainly do. And I rest hard. I rest hard too, because Sundays, I don't do much at all. I mean, I might sit here and work on things. Physically, I do not work hard. I might find myself at the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But just relax because Monday through Saturdays is very, very busy. Courtney says, congratulations, Lawrence. That is great.
Thank you. They did also mention my region president mentioned that I send emails at 2:30 in the morning. She's not wrong.
Well, I mean, I can reach you anytime and I get a quick response.
Yeah.
I can reach you faster at 2 a.m. or you'll get back to me faster at 2 a.m. than Tammy will at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah, but you know, when you love what you do, whether it's the show or the channel or work or the family, just put as much of it into it as you can. And those of you that have traveled, I know Sharon was delayed getting home. My brother was stuck in Vegas. My youngest brother was stuck in Vegas for 2 days. He was supposed to leave on Sunday morning. He didn't get a flight out until Tuesday night. Just got home this morning.
The whole Microsoft thing.
Yep. So that was pretty crazy, but hopefully that's all behind us now. So we were supposed to have Next Stage Preservation on, but they had to reschedule. So they're going to reschedule and come on and join us and talk about the Uptown Theater and Marceline at another time. So we figured we would shift because we've got a good amount of news to talk about since today was the first day of the new Multipass. I should have brought in a clip of Fifth Element to play that because every time I hear the word Multipass, I think of that.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, we're going to talk about that. But I did also find a couple other things that I wanted to bring up in for all of you. So the first one was the Disney Destiny, the newest ship to join the Disney Cruise Line fleet. So it says this ship is a tribute to the dynamic duality at the core of beloved stories from Disney, Pixar, and Marvel. And they're going to have a 3-day reveal starting July 30th. So what is that, next Tuesday? They'll do that. And they did that with the last ship, if I remember correctly. So looking forward to seeing what that has in store.
Sounds about right.
Funny enough, the next day, wow, that works out perfectly because the next day we're going to have Dr. Disney on and they can talk to us about Disney cruising. And in fact, I believe they are currently on a cruise right now. So,
wow.
He's doing a Royal Caribbean, if I remember correctly.
How often do they cruise?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
So USC Greg says ship doesn't come out till 2026, right?
Yeah, I think it's got a while to go.
Hello, John M. Welcome to the live podcast. Jen W's here as well. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We can compare that to what the Fantasy maybe was the one. What is the Fantasy? The current new one, the newest one on the water.
So.
Maybe Chad could help us out if you're not sure.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how it compares, right? I don't know if it'll be the same class ship. Will there be some new things on it? I mean, I believe every ship should come up with something unique of its own. So it'll be interesting. Maybe we'll have to compare.
Yeah.
The recent couple of ships compared to this new one that's coming out.
Yeah, I think Dr. Disney is currently on a Royal Caribbean, but they do a bunch of the different cruise lines. So we'll see what they have to say about that. Then the other thing that they recently talked about was some of the D23 merch. As we know, D23 is a couple weeks away. I know here at the show we are very excited about that because we kind of think we know what some of the announcements are going to be. So we actually have two shows planned for that, one right before it and then one right after it. So we're going to kind of do a what do you think some of the announcements are going to be, and then the episode after that will be how wrong were we.
Yeah, and maybe we should involve the live audience maybe in some polls. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think that would be easy to do as far as what they think may happen?
Right.
Too.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we don't have all the answers, obviously. I mean, it's all just guessing and maybe wishing for sure. But yeah, I think that'll be a little fun. And I know that we should have one guest for the episode before D23. I'm sorry, I was just reading Eric's comment. They want a Disney ship with a roller coaster, or the first ship with a dark ride. I do kind of like the, I guess it was the last one that came out that has the water slide, but you kind of inside there's kind of a storyline before you go out into the actual water slide. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's Mickey.
Yeah.
Mickey shorts, Mickey.
Yeah. So they did announce some of the merch, so you can take a look at some of that. That looks like a bigger backpack there.
It does. That's definitely taller than your standard lounge fly, for sure. It might even be a little bit taller than the canvas lounge flies that I like, that are more rectangular shaped. So yeah, and I would call it smaller than a backpack, standard backpack as well.
And I'm assuming that crossbody is the studios,
I think it's the studio.
right? That makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
this is all Disneyland based, so
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the studio, and
yeah.
it's located on the backpack as well.
Yeah. And let's see, there's the other version of the backpack that they'll have there. Sorcerer Mickey, and looks like a lot of the other characters are encircling him.
Are those pins on the inside?
I can't tell. I would assume they're not, but they're meant to look like pins.
Okay.
That's what I would guess.
Oh, by the way, everyone in chat, can you hear us all in stereo fine? Just want to make sure we get a stereo check. Are we in stereo? And USC Greg says wish, treasure, destiny. So
Okay.
I think I said that right. I think I said treasure. I thought Wish was much older, but I guess not. Same class ship, so you're going to get a lot of the same, but there should be some twists because I am a cruise expert now. Wink, wink.
But
I
4-day cruise. He's an expert now.
I love it. I don't know if you all heard that. He said he goes on a 4-day cruise. He's an expert now. But all the work behind the scenes prior to, I put hours and hours and hours and hours in. No, so definitely not an expert, but boy, I know quite a bit now. I definitely know quite a bit, but always looking to learn. So
yeah,
been starting to watch a lot of video on the new. I just went. Why did I go blank on it? The brand new Royal Caribbean boat ship. I'm going blank, but that one we watched the whole hour of the complete tour of it last night. It's pretty amazing. Trying to get on that thing for the summer. Now we have a new dilemma. Tammy doesn't want to go on it without Jacob, which my idea was, while he's in Japan, let's go on the cruise.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I'm going to miss him. So I might say, sorry, bud, you're not going to be home next summer. You're not going to be home much because we might make him. Yes, the Utopia. Thank you, Greg. I just had a brain block. The Utopia. So I'm trying to make my bid to get on that thing. Maybe that's when Lawrence comes.
Melissa, over on the vertical, are you getting an echo from both of us or just one of us? Let me know. Okay, so what else do we have? So we have a Spirit jersey, of course. Walt Disney Studios on the back of it. That'd be kind of cool. Now I think this is the same as what she was wearing here. So feels a little plain to me on the front with just the Disneyland logo on the front, but on the back I like it. Then you have these I won't call them sweats. I guess they're long sleeve tees that are kind of like comics. There's another look at them. So that's different. I'm not hearing Corey. Is everybody hearing Corey?
All right, should be good now.
Okay. Catherine says she loves that one. Which one? The Spirit jersey? Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see it. I mean, I don't think we're going to get them anyway. Well, maybe. Well, you can get them on. I was going to say Shop Disney, DisneyStore.com, which is where I pulled those pictures from. Oh, the Disneyland logo on the denim look. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know. I think about Spirit jerseys, and I think they should have like a lot. But
A lot going on, huh?
yeah,
I mean, we already have a handful or a handful and a half of Spirit jerseys. Now and then we come across one we really love, like that new Epcot one that's over there in Creations. But I can't do it. We live in Florida. You can only have so many Spirit jerseys because you don't get to wear them much. I don't even know if I wore one last year. So
yeah, I couldn't. Well, I guess the very heart of winter. Like I know when we were there for Christmas, it was in the high 30s. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's great to see you, Kate.
it is.
Welcome back. She says, just want to say that I missed you all so much, and it's such a pleasure to be back with all of you again. So
of course, the big news today was first day of Multipass and Single Pass, the new Lightning Lane. So Genie Plus is no more. He has vanished back into his oh my goodness.
I was going to say into his bottle, but that's Christina Aguilera. Into his lamp.
Wow, you said Christina Aguilera. I would have went with old school. Yeah.
Genie in a bottle, man.
Oh man. I must not have had enough brain food today. Thank you. So anyway, yes, back into his lamp. Thank you. So we have Multipass now, and so I thought that we would kind of go through it, especially because as I'm on Facebook today, it's been just absolutely crazy with people saying it's not working or this is happening or that. I dream a genie. Thank you. See, that's where I was going. I must be older than you, Corey. So,
well, Neil is, and he mentioned Barbara Eden.
Barbara Eden. Yep. So we're all showing our age. So there were a lot of misconceptions and just a lot of people not understanding it. So I think, yes, USC grade, Multipass. So I figured we would bring that up. And we're actually going to do something. We've never done this before.
I like it.
So we're gonna share my screen.
Welcome to the class.
Yeah, see, my favorite. In case anybody wonders, Kermit is my favorite character. So when you open up your app, right, you would go to Lightning Lane, and you're going to see two options: Multipass and Single Pass. So Single Pass is the old individual Lightning Lane that would be for Tron, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Guardians, and Rise of the Resistance over in Hollywood Studios. So if you wanted to do one of those, you could. Now, the cool thing is now with Single and Multipass, you can now choose your days out. That's the biggest thing. It goes kind of back to the old Fast Pass system where you could pre-select some of your rides. So we're gonna play like we were going to the park tomorrow, and we wanted to go to Rise early in the morning. It's sold out for tomorrow. See, so you'll see that that minus button next to the Lightning Lane Single Pass for Rise. So it's sold out for tomorrow already. All right, so let's get out of that. Let's go to the.
You want to go further out?
We can go a couple days out. That's the other thing, is that since we are not staying on property, right? You can only go out about 3 days. So let's see if there's what's available for the next day. Oh, Avatar. That's right. Avatar is the other single. Okay, so You can do Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. You can see it's $22. You would select it. Who's going? We'll say Corey's going with me.
Bring me.
All right. So then it's $44. Now here you can choose your time. So you can see what times are available, 8:40 to 9:40, and then 9:15 and 9:20. So I guess the park is open till 9:30 that night. So that's what's available. So this is selling out pretty quickly, even for that day, as you can see, because currently those are the only times that are available. But you can, save your time. And now you would just go on and make the purchase. But now you'll know you have that booked for Friday night. And it's my understanding that even after it's booked, you can go back in and modify your time.
I would imagine, too, that if you go back, there will be some people that will modify. So if you're not happy with your time, if there's only, a few select times, but you really want to do it, definitely grab it, but know that you can go back and maybe you can find something that suits your schedule a little bit better.
Right. Yeah. And that was with Genie Plus too, that the times would other times would become available during the day. So even if it's 10 o'clock in the morning and you look and there's only 8 and 9 o'clock, you can always go back and refresh and find other times. Let's bring that back up. So, yes, Catherine did note that it does tell you what time the park closes right there, which is pretty cool too. So let's say that we wanted to do Thursday at Magic. So you'd go in, you'd pick Magic. So there you can also see it's going to be $29. Now, it allows you to choose 3 experiences. So here's another issue that people were coming up with. They thought that you were only getting 3 the whole day. That's not true. So you choose it. Let's hit continue. I'll take Corey again this time. Why not?
Woo-hoo.
So here, you're going to be able to choose one of your 3 pre-selects from this group. So this is your top tier rides, as they're calling them. So that's Big Thunder, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan, Space Mountain, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So Peter Pan is not available because it's closed for refurb, and Tiana's is probably already sold out for tomorrow. That does not surprise me. But you would be able to then pick, let's just say, Big Thunder. Then you can pick 2 from this remaining group. Now, if this is Corey going, I know we're going to do Haunted and Pirates, I'm assuming, from this group.
Well, I was going to jump on that and say automatic, but, if you know the park, let's see the other options here before we commit to that. You definitely want to commit to Haunted Mansion. I would probably...
And Corey, before you say it, you cannot pick Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin twice. Can't do it. Not allowed. Sorry.
Well, I'm glad you cleared that up, because that's why I paused for a second there. Scroll a little bit more. What's below Barnstormer? So, yeah, I would do... because that second tier, you can guarantee yourself, if you're going to be in the park for 3 hours, 4 hours, you can get on all of that stuff pretty much. So I'd go Pirates. You know what, though? You might also almost go Pooh, because I feel like during the day, Pirates will have pockets of where it goes way low.
Yes.
But maybe Pooh doesn't.
I saw Pirates at 20 minutes today. In the middle of the afternoon. So,
yeah. So those are the staples, really. That's a tip for all of you. You really want to get your Pirates, Pooh, and or Haunted. Definitely Haunted all day long.
So let's say we did Winnie the Pooh and Haunted on those. So now all 3 are picked of your pre-selects. Now, the cool thing is once you go in and ride one of these, you can then go back in and pick something else. So you can always carry 3. So you can't stack. Like I used to love stacking and get like 5 or 6 from like 4 to say 9 o'clock. And you're just ride focused during those times. But so you can't do that as much. But I'm okay with that because you get the pre-selects, which really gives you a head start on your day. So here you can see these are the kind of pre-selected times that they've given you. So 2:20 for Big Thunder, 3:35 for Winnie the Pooh, and Haunted at 6:30. But again, you can go in and modify each of those times. And you'll see with the second tier, there's a lot of options there. So 3:40, a couple times in the 4 o'clock hour, the 5 o'clock hour, 7, 8, and 9. So you have some good times available. And think about it. Today was the first day that it came out. And I'm choosing for tomorrow. And I know a lot of people have already bought it for tomorrow, especially those that are staying on property. So, there's still a good amount available. You can modify your time, and then it shows up right there. And there's where Catherine was talking about. It shows you that the park closes right then at 10 o'clock. So you don't even have to go in and look in another screen to see what time the park closes. It's all right there for you. So I think it's pretty good. Now I didn't use FastPass. I kind of missed that part of Disney. So those of you in chat that did use FastPass, does this seem similar to what you had back then, but on the app rather than on the website? You guys tell me.
So yes, I used to do this when FastPass was available and it was for free. And they did go to the tiering system. So you had to pick from a small choice first and then default back to the multi choices there. So it was pretty much the same thing from what I can remember. And you couldn't stack like you said, but when you used one, you could grab another. So you could always carry through. Actually, I almost feel like at some point before it ended, you could use your 3, but you could only carry 1. You have to use all 3 before you could start using more. Is that like that with this too? Or no, you said once you use 1, you can go grab another.
Yep.
People can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you had to use all 3 first, and then you can get 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. But Leo saying FastPass was great. We didn't have to pay, and that's a whole nother can of worms. It is here. It is what it is. If you want it, you buy it. If not, you have to stay in line. But I do wish that this is something that would just come back for free.
So I'm going to say this, and I'm sure there's people that will disagree with me, but I think that one thing about this, why they kind of went to this, and you could call it class warfare or something like that if you really wanted to, but I think that was the idea, was if all of this was included, it wouldn't be for free. If they were going to do Multipass right now for free, that means that your park tickets would have risen way more than they did. That's my theory, right? So what they're doing is creating 2 sets of people, right? Those that don't want to use it and those that do. You can get away with going to the parks. We did it for 4th of July. We were there for 4th of July, and I didn't get Genie Plus, and I was able to navigate the park pretty well. So I think that you're probably better off this way, because you don't have to pay for it. Because if they included it, I think we'd all be paying for it in the price of the tickets and the annual pass. There's something else that I wanted to mention. So this now allows you to do pre-selects. the last thing that allowed you to do pre-selects, which was DAS, no longer allows you to do pre-selects. And before you had DAS pre-selects, you had FastPass, which had pre-selects. I bet it's the same system. They've just moved it from what it does to the other, because the reservation system has also changed.
Absolutely. It's yeah. Disney does that. I can confirm that for a fact. Disney does that. They have moved systems before, because when you had the FastPass system, the original, they shut that down and ran the reservation system off of the FastPass system.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the area of expertise of one of the cast members that I know. And we've exchanged ideas before. And when the was it the FastPass? So the FastPass, I believe, when it came back after COVID or during, we were talking about it, and I said to her, one thing that stinks about this system is that if I have 3, because I normally used to go in on a Magic Kingdom, a night before Magic Kingdom, 2 nights before, and I would grab all the mountains, Big Thunder, Space. I would get Mine Train.
Yeah.
And, if I decided, well, no, let's say I couldn't get them all at first. I wanted Mine Train, but I couldn't get it. So I'm sitting on Peter Pan. And I was like, well, let me go check and see if Mine Train kind of opened up. It wouldn't show you. You would have to dump one of your pre-selects to go look. And in the course of that time, you could lose Peter Pan because you went and looked for something else. So my suggestion to her was it would be great if you could look and not lose it. And it eventually changed to that, where you can look and not lose it. So they do that. They do run different systems from one to the other.
Same thing like the reservation system. The reservation system allows you to modify your reservation, your park reservation, and it used to not. And so you would run the risk of losing it in trying to flip it from Magic to Epcot or what have you. So, yeah, it's
that comes from that conversation we had.
Yep. So, sorry, I'm just going through starring a couple of the comments or questions here so that I can bring them up.
I mean, to make it, and people that are watching later on the re-listen or the rewatch, please comment on this, and you all can comment live right now. What is your limit of how much you wouldn't mind tacking on to the daily park price to feel like you're receiving this new system like a free fast pass again?
So that goes in line with what Theo says. They need a real system like Universal. So I'm actually going to do a small segment on a future episode comparing a lot of these systems. We'll use the Multipass that Disney has. We'll use I don't remember what Universal's is. I know it is expensive.
Express,
yes. And then Six Flags and Cedar Point, or whatever the company is called now, they have their own. So we'll compare those and kind of see. I think that'll be fun to see, because I also found one of them has a season pass similar to the highest tier on at Universal, where the Express is included. So it's similar to that, but there are a lot of nuances about some of those, right? Like if you book at one of the high tier resorts in Universal, then you get the Express included, whereas Disney doesn't do that. Maybe if they did that, that'd be a little bit different. I don't know. So that'll be kind of interesting. So David, if you're like us and only come once every 2 years, you almost have to do the passes to maximize your time. That's, we talk about that a lot, especially in this house, to talk about, as annual pass holders, we have really slowed down the way we attack the parks, because we know we're going to be there 2 months from now. So we don't have to hit every single big ride. Trying to think of ones that we didn't go on Space Mountain this time, and we didn't go on Guardians. But we were there on 4th of July, so there was a lot of other stuff going on. So we know we'll get to it next time we go.
See, I run the parks like I'm not coming back every day.
So let's see. Dave V. Crockett. I don't know if I've seen that name before.
Welcome, Davey.
Can you select one you already rode that day? That I don't know. I have to find out, because the Genie Plus, that's how it was. And if you think about a child that is just in love with a certain ride, let's just say it's Peter Pan, and they want to do it 3 times that day, they can't. I mean, they could, but you'd have to be, you would do it once using the Multipass and then twice doing standby.
So with the recent system, you couldn't do it. So
you couldn't. Yeah,
until proven otherwise, we have to assume that you can't do it then.
Yeah. Immersed in Love wants to know, can you book Tiki Room? You just stay in there all day. It's okay.
You can book it if you want to.
We did Tiki Room actually this last trip. We enjoyed that.
Yeah, there'll be no need to book Tiki Room. Yes. I'm going to assume he's trying to throw some comedy in there.
I think so,
which I appreciate.
Absolutely. David Nessie wants to know, can you schedule rides during the morning times? Yes. However, I think that people are still booking those first, which is why the 2 days that I picked, you saw the later times, only the later times available. So again, with this one, you can book up to 3 days out if you're staying off property or don't have a hotel or resort reservation. And if you're staying on property, you can book 7 days out. So that kind of takes away Theo's worry about, them selling out months in advance. They will sell out. They could sell out 7 days in advance, but not you're not picking your ride 60 days out anymore like FastPass.
Do you still have that display handy? If you do, I was going to say, how far out can you book right now? And is everything available? This could help people out like Theo, where we may see that everything's available that far out, or maybe it isn't. For things like Rise,
Exactly. So let's see. I can bring that back up.
That's right. Alicia helps me out. She throws times up for me all the time, and I'm always looking at them. I will say today we did secure pass holder night over at Universal Studios. Technically, it will be Islands of Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
You had to get on at 11 a.m. today and do that, and I cannot thank Samantha Lowe enough for helping me through that. It was just about as stressful as trying to get Tiana at 7 a.m. It was very stressful, but she helped me through it, and we got through it. So August 16th, this is a Friday night, we'll be out there to enjoy Islands for a few hours with very, very, very low crowds. At least the last time we did a pass holder night, everything felt like a walk-on. So love that. And that's another thing. Disney needs to give annual pass holders back annual pass holder nights, because it was a thing before COVID, and we loved it. I think we did 2 Epcots and a Magic. So, it feels like a extra Magic hours, but it's something that was for us. And I would take that all day long over a lounge for sure. So bring that back.
I won't disagree with you there.
Yeah, I might start saying that a little bit more in the parks. Bring back pass holder nights. So before you get into that, I just wanted to say, while I'm thinking of it, I thought of a podcast idea, because I see things in both parks. And why don't we do, at least, if we can't fill a whole podcast, which I'm sure we can, because we have the ability to talk over an hour about anything, one subject. But how to build the perfect theme park based on what goes on in in alternate theme parks. Because Universal does some things better, and they're starting to do more better, and there's some things that Disney does better.
So you want to play Sim Theme Park? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll play Sim Theme Park one of these nights. We'll put it down on the calendar and we'll do it.
So yeah, let me bring that back up. So we did see, like, I went out. So it's only giving you the calendar 7 days out, right? Till July 31st, because you can
Oh,
only
that's
book 7
it?
days out. Yeah, because you can only book 7 days out. So when I select it, it's going to tell me that I'm not eligible because I'm a pass holder, but I can't book until 3 days out because I don't have a hotel room reserved.
Oh, okay. Well, did we look 3 days out or did we look only 2?
I think we
looked
looked
2.
2. Let's see. So let's go 3 days. It allows me.
And when are you eligible? Is it midnight, 3 in the morning?
7.
7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So my strategy would be 7 a.m., 3 days out. You want to get on. You cruised by, so you went too fast, man.
Sorry.
It looked like Tiana's was already taken. We don't care about these. We just want to see the big ticket items. Like that, I wanted to go back to see.
Nope, Tiana's available.
Oh, perfect. See? So, wow. So that's what I wanted to see. Let's see if Rise is available.
All right, so Tiana's is available. Let's look at. I'm going to book 2 just so I can see what kind of times are available for her that day.
That would be interesting.
Well, look, it defaulted to 9:20.
Anything after 9:20 or 10:20, you're almost guaranteed to not be able to ride it.
Because
it'll be down.
Times.
It'll be down. So is it saying that that's the time you have to have 9:20?
Yeah. But again, you might pick that because obviously Tiana's is top tier. So you might pick that and then try and modify it the next day. And then you want to know about Rise. So Rise is going to be in the single pass.
Yeah, David and SC has a good point there. So this is just a tiny sample size of looking at what we just looked at for availability 3 days out. But he says, is it 7 days from your first day at the resort? If so, the longer your resort reservation, the better chance you have later in your stay, which is really
Correct.
true. So you can jump on that every morning. And I mean, I
That's
could guarantee you're going to get everything.
And if it works the same way as dining, then it would be that way. So you can book out from your last day and work backwards. So Rise is not available that day.
Do we know how the Rise single rider is going?
I haven't heard much about it.
All right. Well, we're going to be in Hollywood Studios for our next park live stream this Saturday. So we're going to do some investigating, some roving reporting over there. We're going to go over and check out the single rider for Rise, and we'll get in. And
I definitely do not recommend single rider on Rise if it's your first time, because you miss half the pre-show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Jen W. said it went great for her. She used it twice. So how long did you wait in line for those waits? Now, I'm taking a risk. It may mean we're going to have to wait for a bit, but the thumbnail for Saturdays is Rock and Roller Coaster, and I'm pretty sure Jacob's going to want to ride it. So we're gonna try to ride that. I'm going to bring the chest harness this time, put the phone in the chest harness, and hopefully everybody can see the whole thing. So we're going to try to do that too. And that has single rider, but it wasn't working originally. So not sure if they're doing it.
If anybody has gone since it came back, has single rider worked? Because when we went in July, it was not working. And there were 4 of us that were going to ride. And we were like, hey, let's just do single rider. We'll just split up. It's fine. And single rider was down when we went. It was down when you went. So yeah, if anybody has been there since then, let us know if it's been up.
Hello, Blue Polo and Palm Bay in live chat. Welcome.
They said
So,
10 to 20 minutes for single rider.
all right, I'll take that. We'll
I
incorporate that into our day.
I would take that for sure for Rise. And again, I've done it a number of times. We have it on stream, so I would be okay skipping from that point. But if I was with somebody and it was their first time, I would not. I would wait until the end of the night and go right before park closes.
Yes, any ride in any park, if you want to go, definitely just wait towards the end. Give yourself, show up 15 minutes before, 10 minutes before. Just from all my years of experience, you're not going to wait more than 20, 25 max.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, I would say even less time. I was really thinking that we were going to crack a code and teach some things here. So, what did we learn? I got to go to extra magic hours. I guess I could talk about that towards the end. Talk about that and how to maneuver during extra magic hours at Epcot when we finish up everything else. Did we get everything yet?
Yeah, that was really what I had for Multipass. I almost called it Lightning Lane, which I guess it still is because that's where you enter. But I looked today at standby times in Magic in the middle of the day, and there were only 4 rides, I think, that were over 45 minutes. And they were, obviously the big ones. So Haunted, I think at that point that I looked was 55. Space was 45. Seven Dwarfs was 85, and then something else was 45. But everything else was 15 to 20 and a couple 30-minute rides. So I don't think that this is hurting the wait times too much. Even like I said, when I was there 4th of July, we got quite a bit done on the 3rd and 4th, and didn't think I would. So yeah, I think it's a good option for folks that want that experience. Otherwise, don't. And then you're waiting in line, but it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes. As long as you know how to work the park right, just hang out with Corey and I. We'll help you.
Yeah, you watch enough, we will teach you. Boom. I hit you with a little surprise there this week in the parks. So I want to thank Samantha Lowe again for inviting me to go to Extra Magic Hours. If anyone doesn't know what Extra Magic Hours is, if you are staying at a deluxe Disney resort, you are allowed certain parks during the week to go 2 hours after park close. So she knew I was going to Epcot and wanted to join me, and she had to give me some merch she picked up for Tammy too. So it all worked out well, and we hung out from 9 to 11. And I knew this from the last Extra Magic Hours that I was at, which was the worst thing that you can do is head to Frozen. It's worse than just going over. It's a hot day. You just want to cool off and you want to get something cold. You don't get the Mickey ice cream sandwich. You know what I mean? You don't go to Frozen to kick off your Extra Magic Hours. It's a 45-minute deal is what I've seen more than once. So by the time you get on that, you're likely to have 1 hour left of your Extra Magic Hours. And if it's just important to you, where you're at Epcot for, the duration of the whole day or most of the day, and you got mostly everything else done, and you're like, look, I couldn't get on Frozen all day. I just want to get on Frozen. Then more power to you. Just go to Frozen. But if you're looking to get in a few rides, I would say Frozen would be the last thing you want to do. So here's the LID, the DIZPod formula. I would say my strategy, what I would do to maximize that is, well, if you've seen Luminous within your trip, then skip it. If you don't mind skipping Luminous, you could probably just position yourself where you can get a little more done. I'm going to say right now what exists is Test Track doesn't exist. So if you wanted to make sure you did Soarin', go to Soarin' first. We did that. Guardians opens though. Guardians opens for that time at 6 p.m. So we were successful with that. So based on our success, you could get into the Guardians queue. And let me tell you, that line moved pretty quickly. I didn't time it, but I felt like that was a 20-minute wait for me from outside to butts in the seat.
Okay.
So we did it, and we were off. And it gave us time to walk over and do Soarin'. Now, Soarin' took a little bit, too. So maybe we waited 20 minutes for Soarin'. And then from there, I thought at first we had a fighting chance to do Ratatouille and then Frozen. But if we had maybe 15 more minutes, we would have pulled that off. So we were unable to do that. But Sam wanted to do Frozen, so we went right to Frozen, and we got Frozen done, and we didn't have to wait that long. So you just want to kind of maximize your time. Pick and choose ahead of time what you want to do, but know that Ratatouille and Frozen stay very busy up until the last, 30 minutes. So pick and choose a few lower time ride times, and then go back and do one or two of those, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Neil said Frozen is directly behind where many people watch Luminous. They turn around and they go to the line. Yeah. And here's another thing. Tammy and I have said this for years, and this is the way you make it fair for day park guests. The reason why Frozen is so busy, though, too, is everyone is rushing over there before 9 to get on Frozen that don't have extra magic hours. So they're cutting into the benefits of others, and even paid parties happen that way. So even if Disney has to put up a sign on extra magic hour days, put it in the app as maybe a banner that pops up if you're going to Epcot, and say, hey, Frozen is closing to regular park guests at 8 p.m. No further access to that queue after 8 p.m. so that by the time 9 hits, people can enjoy, everyone that wants to enjoy, Frozen with a really short wait time that's involved in extra magic hours. They can just walk over there and do it. Right. And you've weeded out the crowd. I think that's something that they should do. And people can't say it's not fair because you can warn them way ahead of time.
True. They do it at Universal with Hagrid's, or not Hagrid's, the motorbike.
Okay, do they?
And they close, yeah. And so if the park closes at 9, they'll close that line at say 8. And that's whether they have a party or an after hours event or not. They always close that one earlier because the line is so long.
Yeah, Disney Dina says that's actually a very important idea because non-extra magic hours people don't know that. So, I mean, it's just a little bit more fair or fairer if you warn them ahead of time.
Yeah.
Neil says they can't stop regular people from riding during. Well, they can do what they want. They can just say, due to an upcoming event, access to the ride closes at 8. But they won't do that.
No.
Just a suggestion. Yeah. So, well, have we said it all and done it all?
Yes. Yeah. I think this was a weird week for me. Not being in chat on both Saturday, chat and not running the vertical on Saturday and Monday. So it felt like I was out of place. Plus I was in New York, so I was out of place.
It felt really weird for you to be so far away from me, man. I felt it. I felt it.
It was out of place but home. I got some Carvel ice cream. Got a flying saucer. How many of you have had a flying saucer? I think that's really the only. Man, we didn't get any pizza. I did get some White Castle while I was up there. But that was about it. That was about it.
Okay. Well, yeah, when you go back home, you got to get the good stuff. We always have to
Mhm.
get the steak and cheese because it's the best in the world. I still have not had a steak and cheese that matches, even in Philly, have not had a steak and cheese, excuse me, that matches D'Angelo's Sub Shop in Massachusetts. So
Wow.
good. So good. I don't know what they do with it. I worked there when I was a kid, and I just don't know. But it's just amazed. I'm on a quest to have a steak and cheese that matches that, and I haven't yet. Yeah. Blast the chat for Steve Bullock and Tony, who just dropped a gift, an LID membership.
And that was
And that
picked
went to
up by Palm Bay.
Palm Bay. Congratulations on that. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, Steve Bullock and Tony, and this wonderful shirt. We have got a pretty cool announcement to make of a place where we will be joining Steve and family down the line. So we'll announce that down the line a little bit. It's coming up in roughly, I think I put it on my phone now. No. I'm trying to think of the dates. I have it down. But it's coming. End of August, something like that. Oh, I know. The first weekend of NFL football, we'll be doing something. So we'll announce that down the line. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So
Palm Bay wants to know, is Fort Wilderness Campground part of the late hour access to the park?
no. No, because it's not considered deluxe.
That's right.
Has to be a deluxe resort.
But the cabins would be,
Yes.
because it's DVC.
Good point.
Yep.
Good point. The cabins would be, for sure.
Yep.
So.
And they do
Yeah.
that by scanning. They'll scan your ticket or your Magic Band, and that's how they know that you have access to the rides.
Yes. Blast the chat for Andy Disney Wales guy, who just dropped the latest LID gift membership. And that was generously gifted to our very own Alicia. And enjoy that. You get your name in green, name on the website, name in the credits at the end of future live streams, and all those wonderful emojis exclusive to the channel. I saw a comment go by that I wanted to grab. Where'd it go? I'll look over here. Oh, Disney Tina says, I emailed you my itinerary for my trip down there in less than 2 weeks. Is it LID friendly? That's what I want to know. Because I teased her, it was very anti-LID friendly last time. She was everywhere that I wasn't going to be. I'm hoping we get a chance to meet her.
Did she say how long she's going to be there?
The greatest thing to do with her would be to ride pirates.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Look at the dirty feet together.
Oh, yeah.
She's laughing in chat. At quick glance, well, she's at Magic Kingdom on a Monday. So I can do that.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yes. And she's not in a park on Thursday, but she's in Animal Kingdom on a Saturday. Dina. Ooh, Dina. That might. I've got this itch to go to Animal Kingdom. I've got this itch. But hopefully Neil can join us on that day, because I feel like we need Neil for Animal Kingdom. Because
Yes.
I don't have right. I don't have to put in as much effort. I just hold the camera and let him talk. He loves to educate about the animals, and we love to hear him from in the park to in the chat. We'll listen to Neil talk about animals. But so I would jam pack that, because there's brand new snacks to try. So we'll try to try as many new snacks as we can over there, and then it'll probably close at 6. So then
Mhm.
we can take everyone on two wheels over to Disney Springs. And you know what I'd like to do? You know where we just ate with Ann Gilnack over at Maria and Enzo's?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe our dinner of choice could be the walk up pizza side of things. I've never had it. So maybe we could try the pizza over there. And we got to try the key lime pie uh, Dole Whip dessert over at Swirls on the Water. So
Mhm.
that would be a real Amaze Diz Saturdays for sure. So I'll look at my calendar. I think that's going to fit perfectly. So in chat, she said, and anyone that ever wants to meet us, let us know where you're going to be. You can go to livingindiz.com and look at the schedule. Reach out to us, and if we're in the same park, definitely come over and say hello. She says, OMG, to meet an actual LID celeb. That would be amazed is. And we'll sprinkle in Neil and Alyssa. So how about that? You get a little extra. So that's awesome. Very, very awesome. So, AKA tour guide Neil. Absolutely, David. He is. So what's on tap for next week?
So next week we're going to the doctor. Dr. Disney, though.
Dr. Disney.
Actually, he's making
oh,
a
yeah.
house call. He's coming to the show, so we don't have to go there.
There you go. He's going to make
He's
his own
gonna
house
park-
call right here to the DIZPod, and we will talk about that's a specialty, right? Cruising is a specialty.
Yes, but he is excited. I mean, so he is his company is a travel agency, and Dr. Disney has been around for a long time, delivering park news and company news. One thing, and obviously we'll talk about it next week, but one thing that I love about Dr. Disney and what they do is that they are delivering the news. It is not opinion. It is not. So he didn't, they posted obviously about multipass and single pass today, and they just gave you the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. Just gave you the facts. There wasn't, a bunch of hoopla around it. There wasn't, it's already sold out or there's already issues with it. No, it's just, here's what it is so that that's one place to go get your news. So I'm excited to have them on, and we'll talk about that. And he pretty much is an open book, so maybe we'll do a little love like leave, put him on the spot. We'll see.
That would be a fun guest to do that with.
Yeah,
definitely. Disney Dina says she will totally be fangirling. That's awesome. Did Jen W fangirl at first at all? Jen W, I'm going to give her a shout out before we go to. She was great. She is willing to help behind the scenes whenever she can, like a lot of you, when you're there with me. Where we were on Main Street and it was raining, and it's really hard to stream fireworks the way I like to do them on Main Street in the rain. And she put her umbrella away to hold my umbrella. Her arms were killing her. I know they were. I kept asking her if she was okay, if she needed a break. And she was like, no, I'm good. And so she took one for the team that night to do that. And we had to huddle in and try not to get wet the best we could, but do the best stream of Happily Ever After that we could. So I appreciate her in that effort. And it was fun hanging out with her when she was here.
So let me also, since we did start talking about the new channel, if you have not subscribed, please go over and subscribe so we can build that up so that we can eventually make the move over there on its own and get that channel rolling as it is. With that also comes a new email address. So it is askdizpod@gmail.com is the new email address. So feel free to shoot us an email, ask us questions. We'll certainly answer them on the show when we can.
News to me, askdizpod@gmail.com. I love it.
Yeah. So
Theo says, I need dinner. I look hungry. You know what? I started the show full. Now I'm hungry. I had the salad. Tammy made the salad. So now it's time to go for the beef stew.
I had lunch, so I'm good to go.
There you go. Neil said that he deserted me. Come heck or high water, Neil deserts me every night at some point, no matter what.
No, what night was it? I can't remember. Was it? I don't remember what night it was, but Neil was still hanging out after fireworks. I was like, oh, Neil, this is a late night for Neil. Neil will have to tell us what night it was. I can't remember.
Maybe that was Saturdays. Oh, one more thing we could mention on the way out, because you mentioned it. It was Saturdays, and we were blown away by Cinderella behind the castle. So whether this was something that won't happen all the time or it's something that they've decided they like to do, we were behind the castle shooting Happily Ever After fireworks for the live stream. And Cinderella comes out, and I'm like, oh, great, good. And I had mentioned, was it to Theo that was standing near me? I said, she usually gets in my way, so she'll be back over here at some point, standing in front of the camera. But then she didn't move. She just stayed in front of the carousel and was posing and dancing and looking in awe at the fireworks from both directions. She was just staying there. So I took that opportunity where there wasn't really many people even close to her. They're kind of watching from a distance. I went over quick, got real low with a camera angle, and got some great shots of her looking up at the fireworks, and she just stayed there. I could have stayed there even longer. So that was really neat, really cool. Neil got to see that while he was there. And maybe we'll see that again when she's over there. That was really cool. Disney Dina says, Tammy has to feed you as much as I have to feed my 17-year-old son. Melissa Winters was watching, and she says, that was a maze, Diz. Still have to make that a short.
Yes.
Still have to make that one a short. And Blue Polo, blast the chat for Blue Polo, who just dropped the latest LID Club membership gift. And did that go to David and SC?
It sure did.
Awesome. David and SC, another great human being and one of the longest members of the community for us. Neil texted me. Okay. He texted me the video. We're going to go low quality here. We're going to see if I can just hold this up to the camera for a moment so you all can see. Anybody that didn't get to see it, let's see what this looks like. And
wow.
Look at that. She's just dancing around. That was from Neil's phone.
I love how people aren't crowding around her. They're giving her, space.
Yes. Yeah, she was just kind of dancing around and looking up at the fireworks. And
wow.
Just to see a princess in front of you do that and react to the fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, really cool. Looked like she was having a great time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. For sure. All right. Like Lawrence said, we need as many subscribers as we can to get over to the DIZPod before we stream from there exclusively. 500 subscribers is one of the qualifications that gets a chance to be monetized. Along with is it still 4,000 hours? I think it's 4,000 hours, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So
the quicker we grow that, the quicker we'll have the ability to create memberships, and people can support the channel that way and have their name in green, and we'll come up with special emojis. I'm sure, Corey, you'll have a whole new set of emojis you can make.
Ooh, what a great idea. I'm already thinking you and me with headphones on.
See, there you go.
A button-down shirt, maybe?
Button-down shirt. I thought about that earlier.
Oh, we're creating some right now. I love it. I love it. All right, that's very cool. We love you all, and we'll see you all on Saturdays from Hollywood Studios. I'm assuming Neil will be with us, and we're going to have some fun. Phantasmic. Who knows where we'll eat? Probably the staple of ABC Commissary. It's been a little while since I've had that sandwich over there.
I'd go for some of those fries.
Oh, the fries and the buffalo chicken and cheese sandwich. Yum, 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 yum. For sure. But yes, we love you all too in chat and everyone that does the rewatch and all that. Check us out on Saturdays. Until then, we're just a couple of bros talking Disney.
We'll see you then.
Good night, everyone. And I wasn't quite ready for the ending. We need to do this too. We're going to hit you with an ad and then the ending. Good night, everyone.
Looking for a home that offers the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard? Victor Naraki is a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC. He is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 13 years of experience in the vacation home market and a proven track record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? Visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with him today. Your dream home is just a click away. If you're living over any allowed to come out of hiding.
We're out. Wow. That was for Catherine.
It's funny because I can still hear it going in the other room.
Yeah, I was seeing it too. So, yeah, that was good. I mean, we didn't even do any talking about that because I was like, man, all that we've built and gained, whatever steam we created. Oh, you're gone.